Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. If that intro is different than the last intro, we're recording this episode like a month in advance, and I was going to talk to the guys about changing the intro for Season 3. So there's a chance that you're getting a little throwback intro there.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe the topic today will already be figured out by then. Maybe not, though. So we'll see.
Maybe.
Which brings us to the topic. So as you guys know, I've talked about it a lot. I really like the idea of a rooftop tent. Whether financially I'll be able to afford that and still do the trips I want to do this year is kind of the issue. So right now I'm looking for a new tent that's super fast-ish to put up, can withstand 50-degree winds, rain sideways, and that's comfortable for the family. So today's episode is going to be a little bit of a tent search, and we're going to talk about that. And we're just
swag.
Yeah, well, and I think we want something taller.
Yeah, you want to be able to stand up. You don't want to have a different space to change.
Yeah, so we already have like a two-person dagger, which is really great for quick pop-ups. When we're only doing a night, it's really quick, dirty. They're super waterproof. But we're looking for things that is almost as quick, that could house all three of us comfortably, and is I like smaller. But looking at pop-ups, I don't want to go with like the course style pop-ups. We've tried those. I didn't like them. So
They suck.
And I personally want something better waterproofed. If I could get a full rain fly, I want one. So we're going to do some looking around. And of course, everybody knows the big elephant in the room is the Gazelle. And Gazelles, I've done hours and hours of research. Alex and I both know people that have them, and we both know people that say they're great, and we both know people that say they fucking suck. And it's just, I think it comes down to a quality control issue.
Dude, I think the Gazelle's just the easy answer here. The problem is that and this is the problem we're gonna have with a lot of these style tents. The Gazelle is just a glorified hunting blind.
Yeah.
And they don't, I don't know. They're not terrible. They just charge too much for what it is.
Yeah. I mean, in $469, that was kind of like $400 to $500 is what I would be looking at max to spend on a new tent. I get it. There is some bit of quality that you do gain from paying a little more, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard, you don't get that much extra quality with a Gazelle. So the main reasons that I don't want a Gazelle is, first of all, the door. I hate that door. I've tried climbing in and out of those, and I'm a big guy, and they're not super easy to just like climb in and out of. And we have tripped over the bottom doorway a few times. So that's like one of the, it's just a tiny like corner door. The quality control has been very spotty on them.
All over the
place. So it's to me, I look at it. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it's what everyone else is doing, but it's too expensive for what you get. And I can't say that, like, I could just go and get an off-brand Gazelle and get the same thing. And that's unfortunately what's led us down this path to look at things like the Acacia. So the Acacia... Go ahead.
I will say, I really like the Gazelle T4 Plus. That's the one that's got the screened-in porch in the front of it. I like that style of tent because it gives you both somewhere that if it is raining, you can sit and play cards, or somewhere you can go, to bed in.
Yeah, I do like the T4 Plus. I do. I think the T-Hex hub is a cool thing a cool concept too, and the doors are changed.
Isn't the T-Hex is like our Viver, right?
It's like a 7-person, yeah. It's big. So unfortunately, that's too big for me. I don't need a house, but
the T-Hex is literally our Viver tent with a floor.
right.
It's yeah.
Well,
actually,
like
they're
octagonal, right? And your Viver's like a rectangle square.
The G6 is identical to our Viver.
Yeah. So, it is very cool looking. I'll give it that. And they have enhanced pass through for air, circulation, ventilation. The doors are different. If they made that in a smaller scale, that would basically be what the Acacia is. And
actually, the T-Hex is literally it's literally the same as the Viver, just with a floor put in it, and then like some minor design changes, but it's the same footprint, same size, same setup.
Is it the same shape as far as it being a hexagon?
They're all 6-sided.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, and that itself says, and for listeners here, the T-Hex hub is $870. So it is nowhere near what I want to spend for a 3-person family. So we are not going to do that one. There are other options, and that's where we were kind of going back with the Acacia tent. The Acacia is very similar. Oh gosh, let me get back up here. Yeah, very, very similar to the Gazelle. It is a pop-up style. It's pretty close to the same shape. It's got different doors. It still has a, what would you call that? It's got a bathtub floor, but it is Velcro.
But it's a Velcro in.
So similar in a lot of ways. It's got way better ventilation.
And there's a couple different options of rainflies for the Acacia. So I'm looking at it. There's 3 different rainflies.
Yeah, the issue is that it's actually their website's kind of confusing when it comes to what you actually get in each one of these for rainfly.
Right.
So like there's a standard rainfly that you get, and then a large rainfly that you could buy for like $130. That's supposed to also be like an insulating layer.
And depending on which tent you get, there's a whole nother rainfly that goes a little farther than the standard. So if you go on Amazon, I'll send you a link. This one comes with the slightly larger one. This is a Space Acacia Light.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. The white one, right?
This one's like white and green.
Yep. The banyan.
So this comes with like a mid-range rainfly that comes down about halfway down the tent. There's a large rainfly that also has a like awning on it, and then there's a small rainfly that only covers the tippy top of the tent. Yeah. So there's a lot of options. This Acacia Light though, with that rainfly that comes about halfway down, dude, that's what I for $227. That's banging.
That's where are you finding this for $227?
Amazon.
Oh, I have mine for $469. So yeah, I want your link. Oh, you're looking at the 2 to 3 person, right? Yes.
This one's 2 to 8.
2 to 8?
Oh no, this is 2 to 3. You're right.
Yeah, that one is
yep.
quite small. I'm worried on that size.
Well, still, there's a 4 to 6 in the same link with the same rainfly.
Yeah. So and that one's $469, and that's the one that's the one I've been looking at all day. The second other issue is the amount of YouTube videos reviewing this are very, very few. You have Acacia, and then you have a couple real small timers that have looked at it, and there's really not a huge platform for these, and they're new. Like they've been added within the last couple years, I think.
Yeah, like last year, I'd say.
Their copyright, I think, is 2025 on their website. Not that matters, I think, but so they're a new company, but they look really promising, and they've been one of them that I've been kind of looking at. Now, for that price,
I don't know, dude. Here we are. We're 10 minutes into the video. Problem solved. Get the Acacia. I love it.
Yeah. So the other option for close to the same price but more insulation, and I've also seen one of these in the wild, is the Free Spirit Recreation Hub 4XL tent. So these are a lot these are a lot closer to like an ice shanty style, but they're also insulated. Normally you don't have to buy this separately, and it would be considered like a true 4-season pop-up. So
Dude, I don't even see that. Send me a link to that one.
yeah, let me copy, paste. There you go. Now this one's sold out, and one of our buddies who switched from a 4Runner to a Jeep, he's mean, and we don't like him anymore.
Who is that?
Drew.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Drew's a great guy. Please don't arrest me. He got one of these, and this thing is pretty cool. I will say,
and it's got a stove jack for a wood stove. Dude,
yeah, this thing's sick.
This is sick.
It's also $700. So, I mean, at $700, you're getting close to Temu rooftop tents. And
but not one's big enough for your family.
No. It's just, that's a lot of money. And, that was something I wanted to check too. I thought I saw something with the Acacia having an entry for like a AC, but I'm not seeing it, so maybe that was a different tent I was looking at. But
no, I'm pretty sure the Acacia does. It has an inlet for a diesel heater.
Yeah, I think it's a diesel heater or AC, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, you just use them either or. But yes, it does. Yep, it does. Hassle-free stove jack.
Yep. What I like about the Acacia, and I know you're not too worried about this, but for winter camping, it would make a huge deal, is that inflatable base.
Yeah, so the inflatable base they offer with this, I just watched a guy drive on top of it with his Jeep, and it didn't pop.
I saw a guy drive over it with a fucking excavator, and it didn't pop.
Yeah, so that's cool. It also floats in the water, and I watched 2 videos of people camping on the water with these. I'm not interested in that. They say that you need the inflatable part for insulation for winter camping, but
I would say the only real benefit I see is the fact that it's a huge boom for winter camping.
And honestly, having that floor, not only is it good for winter camping, I would imagine, but it's also a barrier as far like it's comfortable. It's going to be a lot more comfortable than whatever ground you're on.
Yep.
I'm not interested in paying. It's like $400. What is it for the floor? Is it like $400 for the floor, right?
Did you realize the Acacia is like fully insulated?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
They say that canopy, that large one, makes it a true double layer tent or whatever they call it.
Yeah, but it's also got like the reflective insulation on the inside just all the time.
I didn't see where that was.
Yeah, no, it's fully insulated, dude, all the time. Whenever you put the sides down.
Oh, the doors?
The whole thing.
Oh.
If
I didn't see that part. From what I've seen on the inside of it, I didn't see that.
It's got the same type, like a safety blanket type.
Oh gosh,
is the type of insulation they've got. So I'm not saying it's going to be like super warm,
right,
but it's enough that it reflects heat back at you.
Oh yeah, okay. He did drive over it with a tractor. Cool beans. Let's skip ahead here. So
you can really see if you skip to the part where he's got it floating on water.
Yeah, no, I see. He does a walk through the inside of it. It's got like that reflective material. Yeah. Cool. That's cool. That's and so this is kind of my option right now, and this is what I'm thinking of. But the Hub 4XL tent from Free Spirit is also a very good looking tent. It is insulated. It's well thought out. There's a nice large door. When it's summertime, you could take these sides off of each one of these sides. They Velcro. You could pull all those off and just have a screen room.
And while we're here, while we're talking about tents that you're not getting that are sick, the Apex, what's it called? There's an Apex tent, and it's a 8x8 canopy with tents that can zipper around the outside, so you can build like full tent cities basically that are fully waterproofed. That thing's really fucking sick.
Yeah.
I have wanted those for a long time because it would be so convenient. Like, let's say we're winter camping, right? You put 2 of the canopies together, everybody gets their own tent. You put them all around, 1 wood stove in the middle, the whole fucking thing is warm.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, what is it? Apex Camp. It's a, yeah, they have a whole cube system with like a pavilion type thing
Yeah,
in the middle. It's cool. I think it would be a little much for solo, but this would be a cool idea if you had a family. I don't know if I'd want my friends that close to me either. like connected, like only like 5 feet away.
The way I look at it is you'd have like 2 or 3 canopies. It'd just be nice for the ability to run one heat source that could heat all of it. It's just resource saving, basically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that is really cool. The Free Spirit is one of them. What's the other one? Gazelle, we already talked about that. We're not doing that. And then there's another one. It's called like Space Cube or some shit like that. I don't remember. It's another style pop-up, but it's like they're like $1,400. They're fully insulated, and they're very cool. They're very similar to the Free Spirit ones, but I'm not paying $1,400 for a fucking tent either, because that is, at that point, we're just at rooftop tent range. So,
right.
And this is just kind of like a preliminary thing. There are a few different other pop-ups. Like there is the inflatable pop-up route. But I'm looking for like high wind resistance, and I'm honestly, it's like electric cars. Like I'm just not a believer yet to whether I haven't ever seen an inflatable before, and I'd love to get my hands on one that says it can withstand the wind.
So, but my fear with the inflatables are, let's say you get out to go camping, right? You bring your tent with you, but for whatever reason, a mouse decided to get into it the night before and chewed a tiny little hole.
Right.
Your whole trip's ruined. If a mouse chews through a normal tent, you can still put the tent up, maybe slap some duct tape on it, you're good.
Yeah. So one of them that I was looking at, Hemi Planet, and I just saw one for sale on Marketplace, and I really wanted to get it. I saw it years ago when I started camping solo before I met Sienna, and it's a Hemi Planet, and it's got a whole exo inflatable, like skeleton to it. And those ones have, I think, one-way valves or something. So like if there's a hole in one of them, it doesn't like compromise the whole thing to leak. It just compromises that section, which obviously is still going to create some issue, but it doesn't collapse your whole tent. So it might give you a chance to patch it later, right? So
what I do like about the inflatables, though, is you get the ability to have like a cabin style tent that sets up fast, has lots of space without having all the downsides of a cabin style tent.
Yeah, I mean having the sticks and stuff like that is kind of a pain in the ass, especially when you're trying to put all these poles in. Yeah. So like having an inflatable one's cool, but most of the inflatable ones are pretty large.
Which really isn't that big of a downside.
Yeah, my thing is if they're large, they catch wind. And that's where I'm. And then footprint, right?
Yeah.
Like footprint's a big thing. One of them I'm looking at, $319. It's a nice cabin, like A-frame style, and it's 9.8 feet long by 6.4 feet wide. And
that's not that big.
I think that's a big footprint to me. Like there are a lot of spots that I camped on.
You said 9 by 6?
Yeah, it'd be almost 10 foot because it's 9.8, so Almost 10
Okay,
foot,
so
like 6.5 feet.
to put that in perspective, our big tent, that our $100 tent that we used for a couple of years, that's double that size.
It's 18 feet.
Yes.
It is not 18 feet long.
The big tent?
I don't think so, buddy.
Our big $100 one? Okay, it's 17, but still, it's 16.7.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's crazy. But all disclosure, I think that's way too big too, but
it's not really, size isn't that big of a deal if you're doing solo style trips.
yeah, I mean, I guess for me,
You've had issues like a handful of times when you were out with MST.
I've had issues quite a bit with finding good spots. At least where we find camp spots at. Like, we're not super picky, but we did find one spot. It was basically a quarry, and we had two spots for an actual tent. One was really close to the water. The other one was on a moss patch, and under the moss was rocks near the quarry. The other spot, there was a lot of unlevel ground, and I'm talking like 1 to 3 foot difference. So it was really hard for us to find a patch that was just level and big enough for the 6-person. So we ended up going to the 2-person just because we did find one patch that was that. So I think if I make that my only tent that I have, that's a consideration that I need to think of. And the reality is I will be going on more trips like this, so it might be something I need to think of. Will I carry the 2-person with me just in case? Probably. I like to have it, and it packs down small enough that it doesn't really hurt anything. And I've had other people that want to come out and they don't have a tent, like Hassan. He said he didn't have the tent the one time. I'm like, cool, I have a spare in my truck. Why I have a spare tent? It's a small tent. It doesn't take up much space, more than like a 5-pound tube of hamburger. That's a good comparison. They're very close. So, I don't know.
It's like Light Fighter 1 size,
Yeah.
but it's a 2-person.
Yeah, so, I mean, no, it's not a big deal for footprint, but for me, it's a consideration. That's just for me. And also, the one that we had, the core tent, which is pretty similar in size, I would say, to yours, your old one, it was just too big. We felt, I don't know, it's odd to say, but we almost felt uneasy having all that space.
Well, to be fair, the core tent, you had it opened like the full size at first. You really should have the wall closed in.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be 2 tents.
Yeah. And I wish I could have. The kid kept ripping them off, and he ended up ripping one of the tie downs on it, just trying to pull it down. But so, yeah, that tent really was not.
I'm just gonna send this one I just found to you. It's
I seen those. Yeah, those are cool looking, but they look like fucking sails, dude.
Sails aren't that big of a deal if you ground guide them properly. I mean, look at what the Army puts up, dude. Those things are fucking massive.
Yeah.
And we have those in 70 to 100 mile an hour winds without a problem. But that's because we ground guide them down.
I guess my issue is how much pressure can you put on inflatable rails, down pressure from the guide lines? Dude. How much can you put down without it giving?
We've got Army tents that are inflatable that put up with crazy amounts of wind.
Yeah, but is this up to that standard?
I don't know. I'm just saying that it is possible.
I'm sure
this thing is this space capsule thing. I don't even know.
Cool.
They don't even have a brand. It's so ugly.
I think it looks cool. I don't know that it is. I would be worried. So, if you look at the front picture of it, the doorway, there's this massive overhang from what I would consider the rainfly, maybe. And then there's
to collect water.
Yeah. And then there's a 4-inch gap between the actual door, and all I can see is a fucking puddle to dip your feet in when you open the door.
This thing looks terrible.
Like, I'm sure they're like, if you're gonna make something like this, why wouldn't you make it have an awning that pulls out that encloses like the octagon style tents that would go straight
Yeah.
down towards the ground to like push the rain off the sides, and then you would have a vestibule and
Yeah.
it would be more aerodynamic as well. Like, so like to this doesn't like make a huge amount of sense to me, but it's cool.
The
Like,
the other one that makes no sense to me, but I've been seeing all over the place, are the inflatable rooftop tents.
yeah,
It's just an inflatable tent that you set on your roof and strap to your tires. Like, what's the point?
yeah, I'm not about that either. I think that's silly. Like, it can't be that much faster. It really can't than a regular rooftop tent. Or at that point, just put it on the ground.
Which they do. It's an option.
I don't know, and that's
People do that.
there's no point at that point. You lose all the functionality and reason. And not that there's a ton, but there is some functionality and reason to having a rooftop tent for some people. So it just doesn't make sense to me. And
The only thing that it has that a normal ground tent doesn't is that you can easily level it with the vehicle.
right. Which is, I mean, really doesn't take that much more for you to just level a regular tent or rooftop tent either. So, I mean, it's really not that. It's just pointless. So, yeah. So, I mean, like, acacia's cool. And so, like, you might be asking, like, there are different style pop-ups. There are pop-ups with the legs. And that is kind of something, like, I don't think I want to go towards. The core was a similar style to that. And it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I don't like the ones where you like the core where you got to flip the leg down and then slide it up.
Yeah, and then toggle it. Like, there's just look at all those extra moving parts too.
Yeah, like my poo castle is like that, but it's small and it's it's tolerable.
Right. And
once you get into something the size of the core, it was a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, it was really kind of annoying. And having those legs, like, so we actually folded ours up after a heavy rain, or it was a slight rain, and dirt and grit were already getting in the legs that were sliding and collapsing into themselves. We were already having a hard time just putting them in with all the dirt and grit and mud that was on the floor that, fell all over the tent. And it was like, I mean, granted, for the Gazelle, not much different, but all of those parts are on the inside of the tent. Yep. So they collect that theoretically.
Instead of flipping and like collapsing the way that one does, the Gazelle just pops out with like a spring.
Right. And it folds easier when you're folding it down. You don't have to like play with the direction of the legs like we did. We were trying to figure out, okay, how does this leg supposed to fold?
Yeah.
Nope, not supposed to fold that way. Pretty sure that's backwards. So, like, it was just more like, and yeah, I'm sure if we learned it, it would be a lot easier. But that right there told us everything. And then the space, the fact that the kid tried to rip the partition.
To be fair, that partition was junk.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, the partition's only held on by like 9 points. There's like 2 on each side of the floor, 1 midsection, 1 towards the tops, and then the very top. And
like if they had the partition and like built in rather than clipping, it would have been so much better.
Or zip, like a zipper.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. Like zip it on, zip it off if you don't want it. Cool. And then have a zip-in door. Not only that, the partition only had 1 door opening and it was right in the middle. And because of the way that it opened, you couldn't really like just roll it back or anything the way that the tent was shaped. So like there was no like, the partition was kind of useless. And it wouldn't work good as like a super well like insulating factor either, because where you have them clipped in, there were gaps, like 3-inch gaps on every, like, yeah, it might help with some air, but
I would give that core tent like a solid 1 season.
Yeah.
Like not even a multi-season. It was a 1 season tent.
It's cool for like camping at state parks for a weekend.
Yep.
And
perfect.
It's perfect
in the summer.
Yeah, perfect. Like no rain fly. Now I would like, if I was to score that tent out of 1 out of 10, I would probably give it a 4 or a 5. And
Yeah,
because it's big, it does work. It is semi-waterproof, but it's not torrential downpour proof. We already had that issue. It barely rained and we got water in it. And
dude, the Beaver pop-up gazebo is marked down to $150 right now.
yeah, that's nice. You should buy one of those just to make a second one to connect.
Well, so we did a trip. We did a trip to my grandpa's ranch back in August, I want to say. And we actually popped the canopy up, the gazebo, and then we put the swag inside it and then just rolled all the swag doors open.
Mm-hmm.
That way I could sleep outside the swag on my cot. Kaylin and Jackson could sleep in the swag, but if I wanted to stay up later, she could close the swag up and they could be in there without me bothering them.
Right.
That worked really, really well.
Yeah.
Now, that's not going to work for like an overland style trip. I'm not saying it's like but for a trip where I'm setting up and staying for 4 days, it was more than perfect.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the issue too, yeah, like I said, is time and effort going into making the tent. So like when Cian and I were building that tent out, the core, I probably user error. First time I ever put it together. It took 2 people to figure this thing out. 2 or 3. I think Alex helped us put it back together. Because he put it together originally. And
yeah, I set it up and tore it down alone, and it wasn't too bad.
Right.
But
and so like for me not knowing anything, I was like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? Like, yes, I know these legs are supposed to extend. But then it was like going to each corner because of how big this thing was and pulling each corner out and then going back to each corner, pulling it out. It was just like, okay, I could have already been set up here with my dagger. And yes, you gain the space, but man, it was just not. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be and what I thought it would be, I guess. Just wasn't it, dude.
Like, if you could find a teepee with a floor.
Right.
Yeah. Like, because you can get like those 5-person teepees.
Yeah.
They're one pole. You stake them out and then put one pole in the middle. When it comes to ease of setup and quickness of setup for a ground tent, that's, there's nothing better.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, except for the headspace is very much just like in the middle, and then
that's more than fine because you put the beds around the outside.
Right, and then otherwise, I think again just goes back to footprint. Like it's a consideration. If it's not the biggest thing, but it's what shies me away from that.
It's smaller than your 6-person. How big's your 6-person?
I'm not sure. 6-person, I'm not super, like, 6-persons for like a 3-day. I'm not super concerned with footprint as much. It's the overlay and style treks that we do where it's like I want something that could do both comfortably.
You're not gonna find that. You gotta find a way to just because no matter what you do, the acacia and a teepee are about the same size. Teepee's easier setup but has no floor.
Well, and that's why I'm searching like this. Like I know I'm not gonna find the perfect tent, right? I know there's nothing in between, but I want to find the best thing that can check the boxes as much as I can. Like I want a good footprint and easy setup, but I want to keep that footprint pretty minimal but comfortable. And it's like it's really hard, and that's why I've gone back and forth with this, and that's why
that brings you down to swag territory, and that's it.
Right. So that's like the footprint minimal goes down to like backpack style and swags. Like yeah, there's not much I could do there. Sienna would like to have something that she could stand up a little bit in. So that changes things, obviously. And
then if you want something to stand up in and you want to be able to overland with it, that brings you down to teepees.
Right. Teepees only in the middle, pop-ups, and
not even pop-ups. If you're worried about footprint, pop-ups are quite a bit bigger than a 4-person teepee.
Yeah, a 4-person teepee I would say is just like it's got the same footprint as what like a gazelle would have. Like a gazelle's footprint is not that big either.
They're 6x8. Like, they're not very big.
Yeah. But the issue is like at that point, you have a teepee, the most headroom that you get is in the center, and then you have a gazelle style tent. We're just saying that style tent before anyone's saying anything.
Yeah, I got you.
Where you have that all around.
But then the gazelle takes up significantly more space in the truck.
You're right.
The gazelle isn't as good in the wind. The gazelle isn't as good in the rain.
See, and so I actually had, and I wanted to talk about that too, actually, because I've had people that have, in the YouTube videos where they're in snowstorms and they got every corner of the gazelle, every tie and guide out, and they're like, yeah, you can't even tell there's a windstorm other than the sound. And then you have other people that are like, they suck. And I'm like, okay, so is this user error? Because I've watched videos of people in snowstorms with gazelles, and they're like,
again, if you ground guide a tent out properly, it almost doesn't matter what its shape is.
Right.
But, and I'm not saying the gazelle's bad in the windstorms, but a teepee by design, by shape,
like aerodynamics, it's going to be better than a giant wind sail like that. So,
dude, here's a teepee with windows, with a floor, everything you would want. It's 10x10, okay? A touch bigger than a gazelle, but not unmanageable, for $200.
Send link. I think I know which one you're talking about. It's the guide gear.
Yeah, the guide gear 10x10.
Yeah, so like now we look at the outer frame of this, and it's got the one pole in the middle, and it's got a shit ton of guidelines on the outside.
But you only generally need the ones at the top in the middle. The only time you need the side ones is if it's like a death storm.
Right.
So you could easily get, and you might not even need to guide rope it out. If it's a nice July day, all you got to do is pop the pole up and put the outside stakes in.
Sure. Let's see what kind of bathtub it's got. Doesn't look like it's got a bathtub, but
it's a floor. It's not necessarily a bathtub.
That's kind of something.
It's like a 1-inch bathtub.
Yeah, I'd like to get like a 2 to 3 inch, but I'm sure there are some teepees like that. Let's look up some teepee tents here, guys. Teepee popper. Oh, that's a tea popper. Nope, never mind. I just want a teepee. I just want to see what's going on here.
And like a teepee, you don't see a bunch of people use it, but in your situation, for the amount of space you have, it's almost perfect.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
let's see. Where's the pack down size, like shape?
They don't really show it because all you do is pop the pole down and then roll it into a tiny little, almost a stuff sack.
Yeah. Yeah, the one Tigris, which I've heard some pretty decent stuff on one Tigris. They actually has a vent for a wood stove to hot tent.
Correct.
And that's something I've considered. This one does not have a floor.
Most of the one Tigris is not going to.
If you want a floor, what is this one? Dome camp, 5 to 6 season. Yeah, it's definitely a consideration, but I think the occasion
I'm looking
kind of winning.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, the teepee is going to be the closest you're going to get to in everything. But that guide gear one, every picture is it full of water. So
oh no. Oh, we got to go back. Go back, yeah.
Look at the reviews, dude. Like every picture in reviews, it's like, oh, this is such a nice tent. It's like out in the dry day. And then you get to anywhere where it's puddle.
Oh,
puddle.
Oh, God.
Puddle.
Yeah, see, and that's why you look at reviews. That's why we do this. And like a lot of people were doing this episode, and a lot of people might be like, wow, this did not need to be an episode. But in a way, it kind of does. You could hear the thought process and why I'm talking to Alex as an opposing force, because is I do value having an opposing force to challenge my ways of thought, because usually I'll get set into something or a style and I don't really want to get out of that. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, so it's
Yeah.
good to have someone oppose it. I don't know what we were even talking about earlier, that I was just like,
I,
why don't we do
I don't
this?
even
And you were like, oh yeah,
I don't even know that I'm like opposing you per se. I'm just like trying to come up with other
right,
options that work for you.
right. Challenging,
Because
opposing, like just another voice.
I agree. I agree. The acacia is probably the best thing you're gonna find.
Yeah, there's really
Um,
not anything else out there around this price point that gives what the acacia does,
yeah.
that isn't the gazelle.
Here you go. $29.99. You can get a survive tent that you just take a piece of string and you tie it to two trees and then drape it over like a tarp.
Yeah.
Everything you need.
Yep. It's just, so yeah, this is the issue. This is why we're talking about it, guys. So, I mean, and going through this, and this has kind of whittled things down and solidified my belief on it. Now we could go to Temu. Let's go to Temu and see for the price point if we could find something better. So that's always a gamble, obviously, but let's see.
I'm not done with the TP thing. I'm still gonna see if I can find one that, is actually good. Because I want a TP, right?
Right.
Like for me.
I always dreamed of being in an old style Native American teepee, and just, travel nomadically, but
I don't even have it as like for a design reason. I like the teepee style because when it comes to quick setup for a ground tent, you cannot beat the teepee, period. The swag gets close, but a teepee, it's one pole and four sticks,
yeah, you just have your corner guides and like your stake downs and the pole in the middle. Now, like a modern teepee with extendable metal pole would be a lot better than carrying around a fucking 12-foot pole.
Oh, I'm definitely only interested in ones that have an adjustable
Yeah.
pole.
Could you imagine just having to like strap that to the roof? Be like, oh, okay. So
And like,
there's a lot of inflatable tents here. Holy shit.
yeah, dude.
On Temu.
So there are teepees that have like these bug net with bathtub base inserts you can put in them. But they only fit like one person on any side.
Found your
so
Beaver
that's
tent.
not
your Beaver camping.
How,
132.
how much? Oh, a little bit cheaper there than on Amazon right now.
Right. So we got the Beaver. Look at that. You got a pop up. So I wish I could show you guys this, but if you guys look up like a pop up blind for hunting, almost the 100%, like almost the exact same fucking thing is what a gazelle is. Like, just like think about it. Same door style, less windows maybe, and it's camo. Like, if anything, camo is probably the better option to have while you're out camping, especially.
Just wait till Gazelle comes out with the
Real tree.
the mossy oak edition.
Yeah, real tree edition.
It's literally like it'll be like my Rhino 180 where two of the sides are see through.
Yeah, you get people that are like reviewing it. They're like, this is a gazelle. This is a pop up hunting shack. And the thing is the price difference is the other big thing. For these same style pop out hunting shacks, you're looking at $70, $80. For the same thing, and just camo. And
there's minor differences, like the hunting blind ones have big doors that let more air in. And they're slidable, or big windows, I mean. So it's not quite the same as like the tent, but it's minor fabric changes.
right.
That's all they do.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm trying to find one that, I mean, they all seal pretty well, as far as like the hunting ones go. And I don't know why. I'm going to go back up here and try to change. So I have pop-up tent. Let's see. I'm going to go to four-season tent and see what they do.
I actually might have just found a pretty decent TV.
All right. So we got four-season tents. Look at that. teepee, $175. It's a biggin.
Dude, that's the thing is teepees are. I just wish there was a way to get a teepee with a decent floor. Like, why is that got to be so hard in 2025?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to get a bathtub. I think the way around that is the A-frame style tents.
Mm-hmm.
They usually come bathtubbed, but they do have the slower times to. Whoa, that's weird. Yeah, they have all sorts of weird design tents here on Temu. A lot of them are pretty common, the ones like the hiking tents. Oh, here we go. This is the... Oh, I got to send this to you. So this is a hunting, fishing, all-weather tent. Let me just copy this and send it in the chat. This is the same fucking thing, pretty much. Almost.
I'm sorry, listeners, that I'm not gonna put all these links in the show notes like this.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
This is on Temu. It's a heavy-duty all-weather fishing tent. Extreme cold weather, -22 Fahrenheit to -32 Fahrenheit. No pull setup. It's an Oxford cloth. This is the same style tent.
I can't even look at it because I don't have Temu installed on anything right now.
I just have it on my browser.
I tried to pull it up on the browser and it wants me to log in, but I don't.
Oh, just click no. It tried to do that too. I just said no, and I'm good.
Where's no?
I just clicked.
Oh my god. Now it needs me to slide to complete the puzzle.
Yeah, I never had all that issues. I just went in. Here, let me just screenshot it.
Oh, I'm in now. I'm in.
Did you get to the link?
Dude, this is literally an ice shanty, but it's a gazelle ice shanty.
Right. So this is now made for cold weather. So the what is that pod? It's like a space cube. It's a YouTube video that I was watching earlier. Shift cube. All right. Tent.
And then the first suggested item under that for me is a woman's thong, and she's got a real nice boat tail going on.
Oh, nice. Or maybe it's just the shift tent. Shift pod, that's what it is. All right, so take a look at this now. I'm going to send you a link to this. This is what I was talking about before. Tell me these two aren't pretty much the same fucking thing.
Oh, that's pretty much the exact... This thing is fucking wild, though.
Yeah, you look at the Shift Pod Rover. Look at that. They have a multicam edition. LOL.
Do they...
But you look at the prices on these. The Shift Pod X Rover, which would be probably the closest thing, almost identical to, in design and look, to the Temu version here. And it's got like a metallic reflective look instead of like a blackened, but it looks like it has the same hexagonal stitching on the outside. It's got...
Dude, this shift pod though is sick.
Oh, they're sick. Yeah.
They've even got connectable tunnels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right.
$700 for the pod Rover.
200 for the tunnels.
200 for the tunnels. But you could put one diesel heater in there and bing bang boom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are actually, like, I can't think of a scenario where we would need this, right? Maybe if we're doing like, I don't know, a month-long trip where we stay in the same campsite for the whole month for some reason, right? It would be sick. Have like 3 or 4 tents linked together, with like each of us have our own tent to sleep in. We've got one tent that we can go to for like cooking and eating and games, and we don't even have to go outside.
Yeah, I would put this in like if we did like a week-long trip into winter camping territory, and I mean winter camping like in like North Dakota. Or like somewhere like lots of snow,
UP.
shit ton of wind.
Yeah, UP.
But for like a week as a base camp. Like this would be a base camp style. So like for that, it's cool. I like the tunnel connector idea. You could definitely pipe in a diesel heater into the middle part of that tunnel connector.
Dude, this thing would be so sick as like a house. Because think about it. No, think about this, right? So like you're homeless, right? you scrape together $700. You buy this little shift pod thing. You scrape together another 700. So now you got two of them, and then you scrape together 200, and now it's like the cheapest way to build a house, dude.
For that price, you could probably buy a pull-behind camper or a car to camp in. Just putting
but this
that
is
up.
Bigger than a car.
So
no. Listen, I would live in this.
I'm sure you would. I would live in it for about a couple weeks before I'd probably get tired of living in this, because I'm sure there's plenty of drawbacks.
I could long-term live in one of these with like a diesel heater in each room.
I mean, I lived in a carport that was that thick-ass tarp and steel frame, but if I had a diesel heater, oh my God, I would have been living in luxury. I would have never left.
I could not live in this with like my wife because she would bitch the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But me personally, I could do it. That would be it'd be like luxury.
Yeah, my fat ass, the door. You see the door?
Depends on which one you're looking at.
The Shift Pod X Rover. If you just hover over the picture of it, the door.
Yeah, it's like a fucking
gazelle store. Yeah. I cannot. I'd have to bend over and like go sideways to get in that fucking door. I'd catch all the snow and water on the outside with my ass, and then I'd probably trip over the little lip on the bottom, like I've done before on a gazelle. I'm good. But this goes back to the point that if the link that I sent you, same fucking thing.
I don't know. I love the Shift Pod. That might be my new favorite tent I've ever.
You like it because of the tunnel, but I'm sure we could find some tunnels.
I don't even just like it because of the tunnel. Like, it's just and when I say it's my favorite, I just mean it looks like a very well-built product that's pretty well thought out. But I don't like the fact that you're paying for that. And it does, I have no use for it, right? Like, it's really cool. I have no use for it.
Hey, they make an all-weather little outdoor kitty. It's like $23. Cat house, insulated.
Yeah, I'm looking at just 4-season tents in general, just seeing what's out there. Because I'd like to see you get a 4-season. Something that if I was like, yo, Gavin, it's January, we're going camping. Like, even if it's just you, I want you to be able to go, you know? And so for my own selfish needs, I'm trying to find.
You know what? I think that 4-season tents are somewhat negated by the use of a diesel heater as well. Like,
yes and no.
Like, a
4-season tent is gonna, but a 4-season is gonna be way better even with a diesel heater.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. Like, you have the extra insulation, and you have a couple different factors, I'm sure, with airflow and build. But if you were to pipe in a diesel heater into like a 3-season versus a 4-season, I feel like you'd still be warm. I think it's just heat retention that would be the issue. But most diesel heaters are like 8 kilowatt diesel heaters or 5 kilowatt diesel heaters. And if you're only pumping into that one tent, it shouldn't be an issue anyway.
Dude, the Outbreak 1550, the one that I have, is on sale for $470 right now.
The swag?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
You got to get it through 23.0 though, because I don't know if they're pulling out of the U.S. market or what, but it's hard to find them right now.
You know, that's what I should look at. Oh gosh, let's look for swags on Temu.
There are like, I have not found one. You got to type swag tent on Temu.
Yeah, that would probably. Let's see.
Hey, you know, swags for 2 people, they're not like the most common thing to begin with, because it's really kind of a 1-person deal, right? But once you get into the bigger ones, they are pretty great.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do 2-person canvas. 2-person canvas.
Sorry, guys. My dad is texting me about our business, and that's why you hear my phone going fucking crazy.
Yeah, still not much. Look at that. Heated winter ice fishing tent. It's got bigger windows, $447.
I really like this style of tent too. It's like your kind of your traditional A-frame with a like awning that can come off it that you can close down in heavy rain.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind those. And the footprints.
But again, that's like pretty much a one-person tent.
Yeah, that's kind of where it goes. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff on Temu. The issue, and I wish we had spare money, because I would love to do an episode of this is our budget. Let's find the best tent for our budget on Temu or something. I mean, like that would be cool. Oh, so here's a pop up. Oh, this does not have a full rain fly. Oh man, they really lucked out with that. If they did a full rain fly with this tent, this could have been good. Let's see.
So the other brand that, oh my God, what is this? Is this the answer to all of Gavin's problems?
Maybe not.
Okay, so this is kind of like the core tent, but it's smaller and folds up better, a little more thought out. How
Is it still got those stupid poles, or is it the pop out?
Like, yes, but they're different.
Are they internal? It would hard to have an internal system, I'm sure.
But... no, they're internal of the rainfly.
Okay, I mean, yeah. I guess the other one was too, really.
Not like this.
Let's see.
Not like this.
Fast frame. Pop-ups, thanks. All right, let's check this out. I like the full rainfly.
Dude, I actually really like this tent. Like, again, yes, it is that same kind of leg, but it looks so much easier to put up and down.
Yeah, it does not look as bad. It doesn't give the height that I want, but sitting height isn't bad either.
I mean, it's a little... You could stand up in this. You just have to bend over.
Yeah, I mean...
does it give me height?
30, almost 31, and I don't think that's a thing for me anymore. LOL. Let's see. Cots Tent Swags. Let's do...
Yeah, Cockadoo is another company... Yeah, I know, it's their name. Like,
sorry,
they're working on coming in from Australia into the U.S. and the products that they're coming out with, they're solid fucking products.
Yeah, their 2-person swag style is pretty similar.
So I have one problem with the swag, their 2-person swag, because this was the brand I was looking at before 23-0. Yeah. Their swag is a 3-pole or 3-hoop with a center pole.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is now I have to climb in a smaller doorway.
Yeah.
So it's not, the whole point in going to the 23-0 was having the nice big open door.
Right. Yeah. Now I'm just searching up hub style pop-ups on Temu, and
because they're cool.
Yeah. But like 90% of it are Gazelle remakes or...
Yeah.
And they're all ice fishing tents, which again tells you, like...
Dude, but that fast frame from Cockadoo, that thing is fucking
It's pretty
sick.
cool, yeah. I really would like to stay away from that, but I think that's like a number 2 contender, like other than the Acacia.
The problem with that one, again, is you don't have the standing space.
Right.
Because it's only about 5 foot tall, so like you'd have to bend over quite a bit,
My neck would be like hurting.
Yeah, like you're not gonna stand up in this thing.
Not a big deal, obviously,
but for what it is, this thing it's solid, dude,
yeah.
And it doesn't take up. Where was this when I bought my swag? Because this is $188. I totally would have bought this over the swag.
Oh, for the price difference alone. It might have been worth it more.
And now, don't get me wrong, the Swag is a much better tent. It's actual canvas. It's it's
that
just
one not?
overall. No, this one's like standard tent material.
Oh. It does make it lighter though, and it might pack smaller, but
it does. It packs way smaller.
But you can't roll it doesn't come with bedding, and it doesn't roll it.
Yeah, you can't roll your bedding in it like you do a Swag, and it doesn't have a mattress like a Swag.
Right.
Which is why I ended up going the Swag route, was that I got, more for my money. But I really like if I were looking for a tent, that is now high on my list. That thing is fucking sick.
Yeah, there really isn't much, man. Like, if you go outside of Coleman's, you go outside of that typical crawling style backpack tent.
Yeah.
And then you try to find something that's in the middle that isn't a giant cabin style tent, that isn't like one of those cheapo Coleman cabin style tents. There really isn't much in the middle, and you have the Gazelle styles, and that's kind of it.
And don't get me wrong, if you're looking for single person tents, there's thousands, if not millions of options. It's trying to find a tent that meets all the criteria for a family of 3.
Yeah. A family of 3, decently warm, very waterproof, but good ventilation for summer. Because, we're looking for a 4-season too, right? It's not just for one season. We could find a really good, easy, 1-season tent just fine. Yeah, the cot style 2-person. Yeah, I seen that.
This cockadoo, I usually shy away from these cot style tents because they don't have very good rain flies. This one's rain fly goes all the way to the fucking ground.
Yep. Yeah.
Which means that you've now got a vestibule all the way around. When I bought the Swag, these guys they had a couple of Swags on the market, but they weren't out there yet, right?
Yeah.
Now they're fucking out there. They've got 3 or 4 options. I should have paid more attention to these guys, because now I want one of these fucking cot tents too.
I literally just found the Temu Gazelle.
Oh my God.
Literally. And it's half the price.
Oh, it's literally the Temu Gazelle.
No, yeah, no, this is identical.
Okay. In all honesty, I'd be interested at that.
For $256, that's a big fucking difference.
That's my problem with Gazelle is price. Once you get down to that price right there,
some of that stuff is a little bit more manageable, right?
Yeah,
some of
that's not
ifs, the door and stuff, that doesn't become such a big problem when you get down into a lower price again, to where you're okay, it's a...
And at $250, it'd be even better if it works with some of Gazelle's sold for Gazelle options, right? Because Gazelle has a lot of add-ons for these tents, and if you could buy a tent that for half that and then just use Gazelle options, it makes it a lot more intriguing.
Yeah, and I guess my other thing is what is so different for a Gazelle that all of these other hunting hub style cabins have? What's at this point, what's the difference?
Are you ready? It's a floor, window style, and wind resistance.
Oh, right.
Because a hunting tent, the windows, they block some wind, but not all of it.
Right.
Whereas with a Gazelle, you can block 99% of the wind.
Yeah, it's just they have a winter sauna ice fishing tent. It's the same thing. This actually looks very close to the Free Spirit Recreation one that we were looking at, the pods. So, would I spend $218 on a Temu one versus something that safer like Amazon? Probably, honestly. I've seen people have just as good as luck with Temu items than I have as with bad luck, right?
Shit, look at my Temu pack, easy pack down chairs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're the best chair out there, but for the space issues I've had this year, they were great. And then I bought an $80 2301.
Yeah.
And it was trash.
And I guess this would be another thing too, is when you're looking for tents, I don't think Temu should be ruled out either. I would say that. And to wrap this episode up a little bit, out of what we've found and what we've looked at today, Acacia is still my best option, and that's probably if I do get one, that will be my choice probably. But
And just to addendum what Gavin said, if you're buying a Temu tent, don't plan on using it anywhere where it's like life or death.
well, yeah,
And also remember, anything you buy on Temu, there's probably no warranty on it. I am going to champion that you buy an actual, at least semi-name brand product, right? Like something maybe off Amazon. If you're getting a Temu one, you just have to understand, if that thing breaks, there's no one to support.
Yeah, you have no support. And a lot of the times, I think for a lot of consumers, and maybe it's getting, like, now that customer service is getting better with a lot of these products, this might change, but a lot of consumers just throw it away. Like, they know that it's not, like, that even from Amazon and stuff, getting a hold of some of these companies is, like, not even worth it. But, like...
Yeah, but at $218, dude, I'd have a hard fucking time throwing it away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I'm not suggesting you do that with a 218, but, like, I watched a video today. Guy bought a Temu pop-up style tent for the back of a Jeep, YJ.
Oh my god, dude. Cockadoo just solved one of the problems I have with swags. And honestly, if they had this when I bought my swag, I probably would have went with them. So they came out with an awning that can go between two swags. So like for us with the kid, right? He could have his own swag, and then the awning connects to the two big swags. So it's like we're in a semi-similar tent. So he could be in his own space and give us more room.
Right. And that's the thing too. Of course, when my kid gets older, like 7, 8, something like that, starts getting more independent, I'm going to buy him just a little tent, see if he wants to be independent.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get Jackson a 23-0 swag this year for Christmas, but they pulled out of Amazon, and that's the only way I could have bought one.
I think he, like, I don't know how clingy he is to you, but like Jasper, there's no way he's gonna be able to do that until probably like 5 or 6 at least.
Jaxie's about to be 5.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, I'd like to get him one now, and I want it to be a name brand tent, something I can trust, because I want him to be able to use this thing like, till he's like 25.
Right.
Like I want him to be like, in high school, and his buddies are like, yo, dude, let's go camping. He's like, bro, I got the best tent. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. So there you go, guys. You just watched this tent hunt and come up with pretty much the solution
that we had from the get-go.
Right, but we enforced it. So we had a challenging, an oppositional side to help us try to like talk us through it, which is Alex. It's always good to do that a little bit. It's always good to talk to friends and stuff, get some life experience out of it. That's basically what a lot of us have done with the Gazelle and why we haven't pulled the trigger on those. We have a lot of life experience with it. We know the price, and we know a lot of the downfalls. There's just as many people, though, that say that the Gazelle is a stellar tent, and they'll always use it. But for every good person, there's a bad person with it. So
But that's the thing, is the Gazelle is a great tent.
It is. I think if they handled their quality control, and they maybe made if they changed the door style a little bit and made it a little bit wider, a larger full-bodied rainfly, and fixed their quality control, I think right there it would be perfect. And that would be something that I would spend the money on.
Hey, 23-0 just put 3 different single-person swags on Amazon.
Look at that, guys. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining in, listening in on our tent talk. And, see what I did there? Tent talk? Like TED Talk? Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That was non-scripted. You're welcome. And
all right.
We will see you guys later on the next one.
Later.